Hey, good morning. Coming to you live in this coronavirus, you know, of these few vlogs that I'm doing that I started late last year. And this one concerns is a graduate degree in music education worth it? And, disclaimer, everything I'm going to say, it's going to be based on opinion and experience. Um, it's a beautiful day outside, must I say. The surroundings are really nice and it's probably about 51 in New York City right now. Anyhow, let's jump right into it. I'll give you a little bit of my experience as a teacher, as a school teacher, and my experience going to college as well. And then moving on to now. Well, I went to college from 2010 up until maybe 2013. Uh, During that span of time, I had achieved my bachelor's and half of my master's degree in music education, music, jazz studies, bachelor's, and then master's degree in music education, right? So once I got out with my bachelor's, I did not realize that I had to have a teaching certificate in order to go into into school, teaching music in schools, right? Um, and that wasn't really my intention. Honestly, at first, I'm a steel drum player, and you know, people say you don't have to go to school for steel pan. It's a hobby, etc., etc., etc. So basically, what I did, I decided to go on to my master's to pursue music education. So once I got into that at FIU, you know, I took all the necessary classes and so on because I figured, well, in order to really be successful, to have retirement, all of the above, you would have to, go to school, get a master's degree, get a teaching degree. Until later on, after loans, after so many ruts in debt, I realized really and truly my passion for performing is just natural. My passion for teaching is just natural. I really didn't have to go to school for it. Okay? Now, this is not to discourage anyone, because this video is not about that, right? This is why I decided to make this video because it's by Cedarville. It's thinking through graduate school. It's something along those lines. To do. What is my passion? What is my philosophy in life? Where do people according to Cedarville's video, he mentioned that towards the end. That's one thing you have to think of is where do people need, right? So yeah, so I really do want to finish my masters because I had finished like half a year already, and I had like half, maybe about 1 year, I would say, left. Okay, it's a 2 year degree. So I decided, well, you know what I'll do? I applied for school for this fall, and I decided I want to go back. Reason being, and what discouraged me really, but did encourage me to go back, is the fact that, yeah, you have to still take the test. You have to take the FTCE test in Florida, which honestly I took one time and I failed. But then realized, okay, you know what? I really do want to probably go back for this and take the test over again, right? Um, and then I was just going in loops of doubting myself and saying, well, I don't want to take this test really. I want to focus all my energy because I'm a musician. I want to focus all my energy in one spot. That way I can never fail. I can never have to reconsider my plan, right? So here we are, registered for the fall semester, and I'm waiting to see what happens. Okay. Not waiting to see what happens, meaning that I'm going into it blindly, but being that I'm a performer, I play the steel drums, okay. Also thinking about my career, thinking about retirement, thinking about where do I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years from now, right? Which is a very difficult decision as a musician because you have invested already about 4 to 5 years of school and you want to go back to pursue this degree. And you're thinking to yourself, what do I do here? I feel stuck. I feel like I'm not, like, the planets are not aligned with my mission and my goal in life and what do I want to achieve and so on and so forth, right? And I'm telling you now, I have sat down and I have thought and I have thought and I have rethinked my strategy to the point where it keeps changing every time. The more I consider, going back to school is the more complicated it really gets for me because here are all my achievements. Should I go back to school? Should I be a performer? Should I be a performer in terms of not going back to school? Should I be a performer in terms of going to school? How is that going to benefit me? How is it going to pay the bills? Because at this point in time, I'm an adult. I need to be on my own. And for some people, like, if you do have family that you can depend on, especially in Florida, for me, I do not have family in Florida, but I do love Florida, right? So having to consider, oh man, there's two pit bulls about to fight. This is not good. Right. So yeah, considering that your environment is the most important thing. How much time do you have? If you have to be on your own, can you survive being on your own and surviving being on your own and in that capacity, are you able to focus and finish in the time span that you need? Do you have that everyday focus to say, okay, 1 week I can work on this, I can be at home, divide my time divide my time based on, okay, do I have time to study? Do I have time and concentration, patience with myself, with yourself, to study and to get yourself to where you need to be in the next 5 to 10 years? And I'm here in New York, all right? Especially in the pandemic time, this is the ideal place for me to be around family. I don't like New York's weather. It's cold, all right? My favorite time to be in New York is during the summertime. When it's around September, October, I like to be in the warm weather, whether it be St. Lucia or Florida, right? But yeah, this is really, really, really a lot. I'm saying to you guys a mouthful, because I'm speaking about the FTCE test that so many teachers, whether you're the best teacher in the world, whether you're so good at your craft and you don't know what to do with it, then your environment has to play a lot with it. Also, the job market out there for teachers, because I also thought about maybe going back into elementary school because I taught for 3 years in elementary school on my temporary statement of eligibility. I taught on that, and it sort of like gave me the experience. Then again, I love teaching, but you know tolerating students is another thing, because even before I started teaching, I asked myself, do I really want to teach? I said yes. I really want to go in and teach students, music, and maybe do my own type of music and so on and so forth. Then I kept coming out of it. I'm thinking to myself, I don't have the patience really to go back into it because it was just an experience. So here's some good advice that you can give to kids and youngsters, because sometimes it's difficult for them to make up their minds. I have a sister who always wanted to do interior decorating, and it's like her life changed based on her environment, based on family. Everything changed. She still wanted to do it, she still wanted to pursue it, but at the at the time she had to work to feed herself, and she couldn't put as much time as she wanted to into just doing that. If it had to take her 1 year or so on, or work a little bit on it, and she had to just do her main job in order for her to stay alive, in order for her to make money and so on and so forth and all of that. So this is what it is. This is what it's about. And a lot of people, I've watched a lot of videos on people giving advice about grad school and so on, but I think a lot of what I said, it makes sense, in a sense that where you have to consider your environment. The FTCE spending the 100 $200 on the test to actually finish, and then it discourages you kind of, because you're thinking, well, do I really want to do this in order for me to really just teach? I can teach, I'm a good teacher, but why do I have to go, why do I have to pay money in order to show people I'm smart? You understand? In a sense, that's what I got from this whole experience. And yeah, it has been discouraging, especially going through financial debt, and having to try to find a way to pick yourself back up, especially in this pandemic. When you're an entertainer, I'm a DJ as well. Okay, very good DJ at that. And it's hard. Like, you can't find the work out there. Now you have to find virtual ways of making money. You have to be creative in what you do in your day-to-day activities, and the things that you consider, to be an environment where you can concentrate, a concentrated environment, if that makes sense, right? And that's very hard. It's difficult, and I understand a lot of people's frustrations and what they go through. You go to college, you take loans, you spend money out of your pocket. Then to find a job, you find, well, there's something that you need to do, something extra that will take this amount of time, or even the fact that you go to college, and then when you go to find a job, you know, they tell you, oh, you need 2 years of experience required. You understand? And that's my beef with college and having to go to school, is that you have to consider the fact that you need the experience. So what do you do? On one hand, you're saying, okay, I'm a performer. You have to build a network, because really and truly my dream was to have my own band, okay? To do my own arrangements. It doesn't matter if it was a steel drum band or if it was, you know, just a band with horns and so on, because I can do arrangements. I can arrange music. I have a vision for a lot of different types of music and styles that I've learned over the years, jazz, all sorts of things. I also love drumming, and I wanted to be the drummer for my band, right? So I thought that would be the ideal, perfect, career for me. I can make money doing that if I can do that consistently. But upon trial and error, the energy just came out of me to keep trying, and I just did not continue pursuing it after so many downfalls, people's miscommitments, uh, trying to find a bass player, a keyboard player, you know. So I started thinking around those ideas, like, how would I get a bass player? Maybe I might have to go back to school and maybe network all over again and meet a bass player. Or maybe I might be part of a jam session and meet a bass player. Then again, that bass player is so good that he's busy and he doesn't have time for your band. So it's rough. And especially in Florida, you find a lot of musicians who are busy, you know. So when I tried to do this, I tried to put this group together on countless occasions. I got the excuse that, okay, how much is it paying? Oh, this is not good for me. Oh, just got that vibe, And this is where we are right now, trying to go back to school to pursue, or to finish, per se, my master's degree in music education, which I started in 2013 and stopped in 2015. I was almost done, and then I'm trying to see So, in accordance with this, I'm also keeping my, and then again, taking a loan as well, too. I forgot to mention. Taking a loan, a student loan, how is that going to affect your credit? If you need to get a house, my whole goal also was to hopefully obtain a house or something where I can, you can be happy. You can say, well, this is my place, it's my peace of mind, and so on and so forth. So this is where we are, and going back to school and trying to finish the degree, and as well, I have an additional vision of becoming a my own business person, my own businessman. Um, just pretty much, you know, trying to form my own business, not having to be underneath anyone. You know, having to like, if it's like I said, a group, a band, or my DJ business, or swimming. I also teach swimming lessons. If you guys uh, are in the tri-state area, or maybe in the date, or you know, in the date area, Miami, any parts of Miami, you know, uh, send me an email, panorasmusic@gmail.com. Okay. And yeah, I don't want to make this video any longer. I just wanted to just come on and just speak. I just had this floating in my head the entire time, and whew, I just felt like I should come on and discuss this. And even though I said a lot and it was maybe scattered, I appreciate if you guys understood where I was coming from deep down inside. Okay, and yeah, I would like for you guys to leave a comment. Um, Let me know what your thoughts are, what your experiences were. Pretty much going to school, and let me know if it was worth it. If it was worth the entire penny. What you're going through right now. Um, how's life treating you where you are? Maybe some pointers, maybe some advice or tips you may have for me that I can consider, moving forward, into this whole new, thing with this whole pandemic. Everything is virtual now, so you're trying to see how this can play a part in the future. If something else had to happen like this and you had to stay home, what would you do? Like, you have a pandemic, you're not gonna make money. This is the most for me, this is the most important thought in your mind. Is if today something happens, how are you gonna continue making money? Everything is virtual. So I'm hoping that I can go back to school, and this degree can serve this purpose. And then I can, at least when another pandemic strikes, this can be like the most important thought in my mind. All right. So thanks for listening. Send me an email, panorasmusic@gmail.com. Peace.